Friends, last Christmas we teamed up with about 40 other big podcasts to support our dear friends at Give Directly with a very special campaign called, obviously, Pods Fight Poverty. The goal was to raise $1 million to send to families in extreme poverty in Bwakira, Rwanda. Today, I want to share some of those results with you and some of those stories from the folks you helped. But first, a reminder, some context. In Bwakira, most people are farmers, but they don't own large enough plots to grow enough food, and many struggle to eat more than one meal a day. Water supply is inconsistent. People often rely on nearby natural streams to collect water when their wells are dry. And there are very few jobs for young people. Families don't have the capital to start small businesses, to create their own jobs. Here's the good news. 500 plus rigorous academic studies show how effective cash can be for local economies, for infant mortality, food security, and more. And that's at least in part because when you give cash directly to people in poverty, it means they can choose how best to improve their own lives. You're also giving them dignity and flexibility. So, how did our big campaign go? Well, you and me and the 40 other pods we worked with, we raised $386,000, reaching 250 families in need. Pretty incredible stuff. I'm extremely grateful to all of you. Families told us they spent the cash on urgently needed livestock, household items, food, housing, land, education, healthcare, and more. So listen up to this short little ditty for some of their firsthand stories about how much your generosity affected their lives directly. You did this, and you can keep doing this, so do not forget to consider setting up a new monthly donation at givedirectly.org. Let's go hear from those families.
My name is Mukashima Clementine, and I have a family of 5, my husband and our 3 children. Before receiving the transfer, we struggled to get food on a daily basis. After receiving the transfer, we bought 2 goats worth $136, a pig worth $68, and a cow worth $340. We also bought 2 mattresses worth $122, rented land for farming for $102, and did some renovations in the house that cost $136. I chose to buy goats and a pig because they reproduce fast, and I knew I would be able to profit from selling their young ones. Around that same time, my niece had been expelled from school because she didn't have the means to pay. I had learned about her expulsion a week before. After receiving the transfer, I could not let her stop her studies, so I paid her tuition of $34. My family was so happy, and it brought us closer together.
My name is Alphonse. I am a village chief and a farmer. In the past, we farmed, but our harvests were always very small due to a lack of fertilizers. After receiving payments, most people invested in livestock, buying cows, pigs, or goats. Others improved their homes by installing proper flooring, adding new doors and ceilings, and strengthening the walls. Before, I sold only beans, but my capital was insufficient. Whenever I invested in farming, I did not have enough capital to keep my shop stocked, and it would sometimes run out of goods. Now I sell beans, corn, and wheat. Currently, I have 500 kilograms of maize and 1 ton of beans in stock. Previously, I could not keep more than 300 kilograms in my store, but now my stock has grown to over 1.5 tons.
My name is Anne-Marie. I'm a mother of 4, 2 sons, 2 daughters, and another daughter whom I adopted. I earn a living by purchasing bananas and making banana wine, which I sell at the market. I received my transfer on a Tuesday morning. After withdrawing the money, the first thing I wanted to do was thank God. We gave around $15 to the church. I wanted to give back to the community, and I felt this was the best way since the church runs support programs. After that, I bought a cow for around $600. I also invested in poultry farming by purchasing 50 young chicks for $160 along with their feed. I chose egg-laying hens so I could sell the eggs and also have some for my family.
My name is Pochin. We had a debt from a piece of land we bought for farming. We bought it for $900, but still owed $200. It had been 3 years, and we had not been able to pay. We tried to raise the money from our banana business, but it failed because we had used all the money to buy the land. We needed land for farming because before, we always had to rent. My biggest worry was meeting the person we owed the money to, because I always felt like they thought badly of me, that I didn't want to pay. But honestly, I didn't have the means. When we received Give Directly cash support, we were able to pay the debt, and it was finally over. We also bought 2 pigs for $40. With the second part of the cash support, we bought another piece of land for $500. I also used $100 to invest in a banana business so that we can improve our lives. My wife also invested in a tomato business. Of everything we did with the support, paying the debt made us the happiest. We now feel relieved that we don't have any problems with anyone. They were planning to report me to the local leaders, which scared me a lot. We plan to work hard to improve our living conditions. The walls of our house have cracks, so I plan to fix them. I also want to install running water in our home because currently we have to collect it from the sources down the hill. I plan to install water at home. My name is Alois and I live with my wife and our 2 children. Before receiving the transfer, I used to carry manure for others and work on other people's farms just to earn a living. On most days, I made about $1 to $2 and it was really hard. We even struggled to pay rent. After receiving the transfer, I bought a bicycle and got a permit to start transporting people and goods. I also bought a piglet and saved the rest of the money because I'm planning to build my own home. Now I'm confident that life will keep improving. Instead of spending money on rent, I plan to save it in a savings group that will grow over time. Life is already much easier. I now work in transport in town and earn at least $5 a day. I'm able to meet my family's needs and even save about $1.5 daily. The work I do now is also healthier and less exhausting, which makes a big difference. I'm just waiting for the dry season to begin so I can start building our own house.
That's it for this week's conversation. For more conversations, scroll back in the feed or visit podcast.importantnotimportant.com to search by name, topic, whatever. Thanks for sharing, thanks for leaving a review, and thanks for giving a shit.